got our little embryo. This is our sculpture that we'll be mass producing the 200 out of. What we have here are the small baby embryos being painted with a little vein work. These are the heroes, and then we have 150 to go of the other ones. So what we have here is the large embryo that Bernie has been working on. Bernie, you want to say a few things?
Nice and see-through. You can see very well through there. You can see kind of stuff.
This here holds it down. Bend it down so it forces the bottom into the water. There's an air pocket on the top that makes it float, and there's little tubes and things that you can see stuff moving around on the inside.
Welcome to the autopsy video. Here we have the finished Reaper. No, I'm kidding, of course. What we got here is a mock-up of the Copen Reaper with all the organs. This is the rib cage, which I do believe will be cut open nearer the time. So basically, all of these organs will be made out of a very, very special type of silicon, which is baked at a very high temperature. It'll be very, very gloopy.
Okay, here we've cast up some of the organs. This is that thermal sex toy stuff.
This is the basic layout there. With their lungs and the heart back there. And our special little, I'm not sure what that is.
This is the thing that's going to have its little anus mechanism. Little butt. Oh, look at this. It's already there. This will fit inside of there. And it'll do that, this. Yeah, so it'll get that big and it'll go that small. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? That's great. Get it really big. Okay.
Lower intestine there. Rib cage. What will happen with this rib cage is it will be moulded, and there'll be very, very brittle polymer ribs made, which will be able to cut and shatter quite nicely. As I'm sure you're aware, all these organs will pulsate and be fully operational, so you can cut them open with a razor. To go over the top of this, once all this is completed, will be this. Obviously not this piece here. This is just the former. But this will be made out of a fatty kind of silicon, which you'll be able to cut open, and that will lay over the top of that. So obviously once that's in silicon, you can cut that, peel it back. Over the top of that will be a muscle layer as well, which is represented by this fat ball. This is just so you can see the layers. That'll go straight over the top, so that'll be able to, something else you can cut open there and peel back, and then of course the silicon skin over that. So that's it.
Down here we got the legs, the first half of the mold made for the autopsy, the guard. Just got to pour the second half and finish that up. Same thing happening with the upper body on the guard. Just got to pour the second half on this. Okay. Here we've got the upper body for the guard. This is the autopsy body. We're just laying the chest appliance on it now. And the next thing I'll show you are some of the beginning organs for the autopsy. They're just rough casting so far, but it'll give you an idea. This is the heart cover for the autopsy once again. So you can see the heart will be beating. One to there. Here you can see some of the organs beginning. The lungs, these are thermal gels, so they're really nice. One of the other pieces here. Here we've got got the carapace that covers the heart for the autopsy. It's rigged to inflate a little bit. It's not set up right now, but it will be, so it'll kind of, it's all segmented so that when it pumps, it'll do that. Here we've got the guard's upper body, and this is what we're going to do for his eyes. We've got them a little bit cataracted since he's dead. They're not going to be quite this dark, but somewhat like that. Okay, here we've got the arm for the guard. We've not yet put his wound on. This straps on. Somehow. Straps onto the gun. There's his arm. We're going to chew it up there.
Here's a scene where she cuts her finger and then the drop of blood goes down into the organ. What will happen as soon as it goes down, it will kind of flex into it, move around, and then open back up. So it has the capability of getting larger and then sucking and moving it around. Also at the same time, it will have a, as the blood drops into the center, this bottom part will suck down too. Kind of see that. Bottom part will suck down, and then from there it will close over. And move around. There you go.
Over here, we're doing a map out for the test paint on the guard autopsy. One reason we're doing this is we don't want to make any mistakes on the full body and lose translucency.
I need to put it here, Julian. I cannot do it without disturbing the this is the last. Oh, it's going right up. Let them do what they need to do. Let them do it well. It's very important what they're doing, and then I bring the camera in a minute.
Black.
Set.
Action!
These things are as different from us as we are.
Go back. And ready?
Wait, not set yet. 1 second. Ready?
And action.
These things are as different from glass is weird for me. Look at this is just going to drastically simplify. Supercharged. The heart is encased in bone.
Good luck getting a stake through that.
We've got the spine. We're molding this. This is we're going to use this for two purposes. One will be for the gold spine for the House of Pain sequence. We'll have this gold plated next week. The other one is for the spine in the now the Lighthammer body when he explodes. He's got a full skeleton inside.
Come on.
Okay, this is the beginning of the spine for the guy with the gold spine being inserted. We've got some of the molds over here. This is the first layer of muscle tissue. And then we've got another piece on the top that simulates the skin. Basically built exactly like the arm. Same system where we've got the foam on the outside. And then the inside. So the back will be just like that. This is the very beginning, the first layer. So we've got muscle layer, fat layer, flesh layer to go. Here, you've seen all this stuff a million times, but now we've got the pre-paint. So we got two of them for the arm here. We got two of them for the back. I don't know if you saw this. This is just an idea we can get with props, and we can do anything you want. You know, if you really, really want to stretch these in, we could do that. But you know, whatever you want for this. And then there's your Chiropractor of the Year award.
Just tear that one in half or something.
Can you?
What do you need next? Is that good? Maybe another one like that?
Yes.
This is here, I got this if you want to
You got it?
cut that or something. Put this over here. Since it's coming off. And then we'll just cut the alginate and gently. Alright? Everybody okay? Set that down. Oh, no, don't move here.
right, well, we missed a bolt here. That was probably a... That's all right, those are there. It was just spinning this side.
In this side?
Yeah, it must have shifted something, because it was all clear.
But did this line up with the elbow?
Because then it will probably take on and crease.
That elbow, that's the thin elbow right there. But it's still moving.
It's the elbow.
Hard point looks like this.
That's the area I was most concerned with because it's pretty good. So then he falls and he goes like this.
Do you think it'd get wacky when he falls?
Well, he won't. I don't know what's going to happen is his knees are going to break.
Okay, so here it is, the closed position. Mm-hmm. Now, open position. Just make sure he actually does sink.
Take him down to the bottom, wrestle with him.
Let's see. Okay, he comes up. That's what he wants to do. All right, cool, there it is. Going up.
You gotta grab hooks and just watch that shit. Can you level up the legs?
Yeah. Let me get over here. I'm gonna go under. There it goes. Please don't fall off. Ow.
These are my teeth. Put them back in my mouth.
What?
Put them back in my mouth.
Hey Guillermo, this is Christofferson's body. I think that by the time you get this tape, you will have seen the body in the water. It seems to work out really well. So we're painting, finishing the paint up. Your good pal Tom here. We're going to be finishing that today. Next week we'll start the hair work. The following week it'll be shipped. First project out of the box.
I prefer private parts or not.
This is funny. We're holding Chris hostage now. We're trying to get an extra $1 million out of him to finish the project here. Anyway, he's all prepped here because we're going to start doing his beard, his wig, eyebrows, and eyelashes. And then he'll be shipped out next Monday to you guys.
Old man, look at what they've done to you.
This is our insert tentacle. The tip works the same way as the others. The difference is we've got a housing running all the way through, and you can see it runs all the way through to the inside, And when we do our reverse gag, when this thing attacks Lighthammer, we'll be able to pull 3 tentacles through it. Pull the tentacles through and do it with the reverse. So actually, we'll be able to motivate this right down to the dummy head. And speaking of Lighthammer, way to go. Once again, we'll have one of the simple body stands. Here we've got a kind of a triple parallelogram neck thing going. Very simple because we know we're not going to be using this for more than a shot. Here we've got his head, which we're in the process of hinging the jaw. It'll have a mechanical jaw on it, and that's pretty much it.
We're gonna give it a little test to see how coming when it just starts to come.
We felt that the reverse gag was not working for us. It didn't make a lot of sense for us. We couldn't really justify having a full dummy head of Lighthammer to do something that virtually looked like we could have done it with an appliance gag, meaning running the tentacles under it. Kind of could have been done with an appliance and maybe better. So we're going to put little tiny teeth on this, and we're going to show you in case you don't like it, so we won't do it on all of it. But I think a bunch of little tiny teeth will add a great deal of detail and make a lot more sense when the tongue attaches to itself, kind of like a lamprey, so that it goes like that. And then we're going to motivate the inside of his neck on Lighthammer, so it looks as though something really crazy is happening there. Speaking of Lighthammer, here he is right here. That's the side of his neck that the effect happens on, and we're probably going to shoot something on this tomorrow, did we say? Next day. Well, maybe we'll have something to send with this tape, because we're not going to send this one out until tomorrow night. So hopefully, let's make sure we do. And if not, we'll edit this piece out. So over here, we've got the understructure for Lighthammer that hopefully we'll be showing you a test on with the effect happening right here. His jaw is mechanized, so they can open and shut. And his head does the same as all the other ones. And that's the extent of his mechanization, with the exception of what happens on his neck when the tongue bites. Little action on the head, and octopus. Great. Keep the octopus tentacles right touching. Yeah. Try that once again. And octopus. There, you're rolling. Move that finger over just a little bit. Move that one over a little bit. Move that one over a little bit. You rolling?
Rolling.
Slip your fingers in and start to bleed. That worked great. Really good. Do we want to just clean him and do it one more time? We rolling?
Finger placement okay?
Tell me your fingers need to go back, son. Okay, we rolling? And action, Tom. Pump. Okay, just clench tight, Tom. Clench, make pressure around his... All right, I think it's perfect. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Feet for. Okay, tongue. skeleton for the priest body. The full body that we've got our hero animatronic on. So you can see we can rod puppet the legs. We can attach these rods from the bottom, from either side, from the front, however we end up want to use them. What we're doing is we've got our full body of priest. Once he opens up, it's going to be mechanized like this from below the stage. But then when we go to chop his head off, we leave the arms and body in place and we just remove the torso and replace the torso with the choppable head. That's why this one is a different neck mechanism than the one you've already seen. It's much more simple just because we'd only need that shot for a few frames and the head gets whacked up. Over here, we've got the Priest open mouth Reaper appliance. What this is primarily it's going to be used for the sequence after Priest gets his head cut off. He's going to have his head cut here. This is the line we're going to cut it. So just to recap how that sequence works, we've got Priest showing up in makeup. He's got a very simple gelatin appliance on his cheekbones and his brow that you've seen. One eye is squinked shut. He's got a horrible wound there where the Reaper attacked him. It's actually his right eye. And 2 holes where the Reaper mouth pops into him. We're going to film him shaking on the ground and doing all the lead up. He's also got a chest appliance that we can squib. Shaking on the ground, doing all the lead up, and then we'll have to take him away and put his neck appliance on, and we'll digitally reveal that neck appliance. Then we cut to the full animatronic. Animatronic does its number, the mouth splits open, begins to sit up. Then we cut to a different head that is rigged to chop in half. It'll fly in a half by itself, and we'll put the blade in digitally. So that way we can predetermine where this cut goes for the makeup. Next thing we do is we put Priest in makeup, in this makeup. So we'll have a vacuform piece under here and wires in this so that we can fold that back wherever it ends up being right when he gets his head cut. So he'll have this on, and this will all be green. The idea is to make this green and digitally put the esophagus in. However, just in case, we're going to sculpt this detail in relief. All of this detail in relief is going to be sculpted, so you may not have to do it digitally. If you don't like it, we'll cut it out. But that's the idea here. We'll be able to fold these back. And Susan, if you're watching this, what we have determined to do to remove the top of his head digitally was just to paint a green line right here. Just a green line painted on him, and you'll digitally rebuild that in. So that's how that works. We're about to sculpt the wounded eye. The Priest will begin the sequence when he transforms, wearing the appliance with the wounded eye on it. This is a piece here that we're going to apply. We're going to pull Priest's hairline back slightly. We're going to apply this foam rubber piece. We'll gaff cut his hair down, apply the foam rubber piece into his hairline, and then we'll have a lace piece, a ventilated lace piece, that will blend this edge back here. So if you're looking at his face from here, his own hair will fall slightly on top of this. The lace piece will blend the back, and then this will be painted like raw scalp. We'll use kind of a pink KY concoction, and we'll lay his red hair back on top of this, just with KY. So when the others are struggling with him and hold him down, they'll run their hand across his hair, and a big piece of hair will come out. It'll look pretty nasty, and that's how that effect's working. Then, of course, the puppet that we cut to after the guy in makeup will already have that piece of hair missing. Here we've got Priest. His hair is just roughed in right now. You can see we've got some pretty nice hair work going on in his chest. It's not trimmed or dressed yet. We probably might need to thicken it up in here. And of course his hair is not cut yet or dressed. It's a good time to ask. He does not have a beard, does he? Did we ever find that out?
I think we did know he doesn't.
No beard, no beard. If he does have a beard, tell us, because that would be something we should put on. This is the understructure for the Priest body that gets his head whacked off. So you can see it's got a little bit of head movement. The eyes do blink, and they look around. And the jaws are repositionable, so we can put them in whatever pose he ends up being in. And then his head does this. There you go. And we've also got it rigged to spray a little bit of amber blood. Take a look at the masterful detailing in there. $29.95. We've only got 2,000 of them left. Just as you had requested, this piece can sit on the floor, and the eye can still move around and blink. So, there's that.
Sure, bring it on in.
And here we have the understructure for the hero spot. Break to bend like this. Shoulders move. Okay, here we've got Priest. This is the Hero animatronic. We're going to send you along with this tape a little bit of our very first test of a full run through on it. It's on the process of painting it and finalizing the see how magic that is? It almost works. Finalizing the other stuff. We'll show you a tape of the first run through today. Okay, struggle, and lift up. And open. Okay, move his head around, keep his eyes alive, scary face. Slow his head down and stop moving his body so much. And keep his mouth alive. All right, I think it's good. So let's squeeze on the body. Okay. Whatever you want. On your head, lift the body, lift the body. Okay, go under there and raise the body up. That's gonna be. Watch it. Raise it up more. Yeah, but we gotta see it. We gotta see the effect. Pull it forward. Pull it forward here. Forward. And action. That's where it needs to be when we pull the head off, so that we don't have to move the head down so much. Yeah, back to one. Okay, we're rolling.
Rolling.
Okay, struggle. Okay, hold him down, raise all the way up. And rip. And rip. Just cut. Okay, get it alive, start struggling with him. Alive, and stand up.
Rolling.
Action, let's struggle. And raise up. Rip. And it did. Okay, action. Struggle. And lift up. And chop. Okay, great. Once again, go back to one. Quicker on the blood this time, Bernie. Anticipate. Okay, struggle. Lift up. Chops. And cut. This is our generic Reaper number 3 body. We've got the head open. This is the fully Hero animatronic. Eyes open, the head's open a little bit. Chest is going on now. The back is on. We're getting all this stuff blended now. And we're going to start molding this weekend. We're in full-fledged overtime at this point. I think it looks pretty cool. It's going to be really nice. The finished sculpture for the boo head of the number 3 Reaper. It's all finished. We're starting that mold today. This is Reaper number what? This is Reaper
7, sir.
Okay, this is Reaper 7. He's really interesting looking. I like this one too because he's kind of got a big head look. This is for the Nomak Hero animatronic head. Almost finished, about another day of detailing to go on that. Over here, we've got the tongue. This is the top. You can see how these two pieces will fold together and look a little bit more like a real tongue, and the other one's claw up, and you can see there's beginning to get some really nice detail in there. Okay, so here, last week you saw this thing beginning. These are the teeth that'll go in here. These teeth will go in like this. They'll fold back like this. They'll extend out like this. They'll drip venom and be removable so that we can digitally stick them in later. Then we got this thing goes in here. And this flowers and opens up. This ultimately is, we've started the sculpture on this. This being the mechanism it's based on, translating through there. That's that. Okay, Guillermo, there's not a lot new in engineering. These guys have been fucking off all week. I've tried my best, but what are you gonna do? They threw this thing together to try to dupe me. I don't know what it is. No, I'm kidding. This is only 3 days after we sent the last tape, so there might not seem like a lot of progress in here. What this is this is the armature for the number 3 Reaper, the Hero number 3. We've got shoulder movement in it. You've already seen how this head extension works. This is the whole deal. You've already seen in action. The stand you've already seen. Well, the way these attack puppets work, the animatronic Reaper puppets, both Nomak and the generic number 3, is you've got posable fingers, right? So we'll pose these fingers, we'll attach it to the shoulders, and since that's probably not going to hold on, we're putting eyelets. The eyelet will be shorter, that we can actually loop something through the hand and through the wardrobe or through a plate under the wardrobe, so the hand will really look as though it's forcing the actor around. It's kind of a kinetic move. Just in case, I know we've got people being attacked that are shirtless, like Lighthammer. If we can't tie anything to them, we put little tiny holes in the fingertips so we could actually loop a piece of monofilament through the finger and through the thumb, and then go over the actor's back and around his shoulder. So we've got a couple different ways of attaching these hands to the performers. Extra parts. That is just weird. Okay, so what we've got here is a little bit more progress going on. The Hero Nomak and the Hero number 3 animatronic. Let's go ahead and pull that tongue all the way in. Okay, and then let it out. So you all know. All right, way too much fun. Enough. Let's move on to something miserable. If we do only sculpt it back, sculpt it over about this far, and we extend this a little bit, what's good about that is we'll have the mouth wider. Right. Are we going to be worried that by cranking it all the way back, that's going to be too much stress on it? I would hate to crank it back, guys. I would hate to lose that. Right. Because it's going to do that on this head. It looks really good. Pull it back forward.
And it'll do it on the sculpted head too.
Will it if it's sculpted about this open, you think?
Oh yeah.
So this is where we do it then. This is what we need.
We're going to have a thinner skin.
Good. So this is a great look. This is our full open look. It looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I just wanted eyes to see if it is sticking.
Just thought I'd show you this. This is, we're designing all the stuff on computer, so we don't make any mistakes. So that's pretty cool, huh?
We actually walked into the store when I was there buying a sticker. Nikos. Oh. Hey, dude, wait! I gotta put some cars in there. I gotta put my cars in there.
This is the beginning of the number 3 Hero animatronic. You can see we've got the eyes in there now. And we are about to start operating up here and get the brows going. And the brows should be pretty cool on this. They'll do up, down. They should squinch in too, right?
Yeah, squinch in.
It'll be really neat.
Yeah, wise guy, eh?
Over here, this is the boo head. I don't want to fuck anything up right now, but you can see how the assembly is going. This is the one that's like this. Can I do the little happy spoilers here? Sure. We do have a little bit of a, remember, Guillermo, you wanted some movement? Well, we gave you some. So besides the face opening, we've got some really nice brow activity. Wow. Wow, that's going to be great. So we're not going to rebuild that at all, huh? Ooh. So his brows are going to get really scary and pushed down. But we also have this tongue thing. So besides the face opening, it does that. So it's the beginning of something. Just the beginning. I mean, not that we're going to carry it any further. It's the beginning of the effect to leave.
That's the big handle. There you go.
And keep it closing and opening. And can somebody distort the neck? Is somebody actually operating the eyes now? Do the eyes move? We're just repairing all the parts that broke yesterday during our first test, because it basically just fell apart. I don't know what the hell's going to happen on set.
Jürgen, ¿qué estás haciendo, hombre? Mira, ¿por qué no pones atención a lo que estás haciendo? Nada más, te voy a dar una.
Just kidding. We've got the base for the Reaper who gets his neck broken. Okay. We see his head from behind. We'll have it magnetized so we can control the brake. There'll be a bone spur here that'll pop out of the neck. And swing back up and right itself. It's got rotation and everything else normal.
Hey guys, how you doing? I just want to give you a quick run through on this particular head. This undersock is pop riveted to the skull here and lightly tacked down. The mouthpiece itself is stitched to the sock so it can slide over the musculature. The sock itself is sewed to this rib cage riser, and in order to get access, there are snaps all along the bottom. So snap those up. It will only go about that far in the front. In the back, of course, put the scapula, slide it up. Then what you have, bungee tying off the shoulder blades. This whole shoulder piece section is snapped in all the way around so that you can pop in, get access wherever you need to. Mostly if you have to get in anything internal, I would drop these bungees, unsnap it, and then remove these set screws so you can just pull off this whole panel. And then you should be able to keep pulling this up and get access inside the head. You may have to snip some of the stitching here to get up inside. My suggestion would be, if you have to do anything inside the head to get off that back panel, if you get the skin off, I would slit it up somewhere here in the back, do whatever work you need to, and then loop stitch it closed. And of course the arms will be on it at that time, but that's about it.
And over here, this is the Reaper that gets his neck broken. You really should shoot it from behind or a 3/4 because there's no facial mechanism in it. So, but you can't, you know, you can see, if you see it, it'll be fine. It's just that it's not going to be animated. So when it gets kicked, it'll do this. And break it all the way. Okay, and put it back. Okay, so that's what's happening. So basically, and try this time, Chris, when I'm going to just punch mime it, break it, and get it to swivel all the way. You know how I keep pushing? Okay? On 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and raise them. Once more. Back, and all the way twist. I didn't give you an action. That's okay. You want to reset it? Okay. I'll kick it this time, but I won't hit it. 1, 2, and 3. That was a little late. All right. Just to show you that we're sparing no expense, the fangs that do like this on the Reaper heads, and they're really cool. Not only do they have a lot of really cool detail in them, you can see they're actually clear, and they've got a little opening so they're hypodermic, so they can actually drip venom. And these just plug on and off so that when we actually have to bite someone, we don't have these horrible fangs on. And we will have a rubbery version of this. But remember, we wanted to be able to remove them so that if we want to see them sinking into someone, there'll be a digital fang there. Susan, if you didn't know about that, now you do. Here we've got one of our chest prosthetics pre-painted. And this is the actual silicone head for the generic puppet, the Boo head for number 3, the one that just opens quickly.
What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run the boo head for you. We're just going to cycle through some of the basic moves, the eyebrows and the eyes and things. And we'll do a couple of repeat cycles of movement where it raises the shoulders and leans forward and does the reveal. So let's go ahead and film it. There. We'll just keep cycling through it, keep giving you some brows and stuff. Throw the head back, chin up. There we go. All right, let's keep that together again. Chin up, head back. There we go. There we go. Keep it moving. And go forward, Ned. All right.
I want you to turn the head back, lift it, and dislocate it. At the same time, open the eyes wide, go down on the brows, and with one movement, as soon as the tongue goes out, go whoosh, and action. Keep that tongue alive. Can you look over towards us?
Okay, hi Steve. This is the Nomad Full Reaper body. We're basically just going to do a run through some cycles of moves, nothing really substantial, just trying to show you what it can do in the range of movement. So we're just going to play around with a few things. So here's the head movement. There's that neck forward. Okay, less action on the tongue. Move the tongue up, Chris. There you go.
Quick movements on the head. Lean the body forward. Do the teeth. This is fucking great, you guys.
Ready?
Go down and attack. Okay, pull it off. Turn your body away a little bit, Joe, that way. Okay, let's move it, get it alive. And lower in for the attack. Wow, that's a good one. Oh, fucker. Okay, let's just get some movement. Just attack, go wild with the body. No! Back and forth, Sam, up and down on it. Go down. Move more with the body. Struggle, Joe. That's great. Put your hands on his torso. Try to push him away. Come forward with him. Come forward.
Your hands in his mouth.
Okay, and attack him. Let go, let go, let go. All right. Really, the main function was to create a hairless look. Change the ears slightly, give this scar on the chin, and pre-paint them. I mean, it's almost silly that we went to all the trouble because we did over 200 applications on the film. But the fact is, if all we wanted to do was create a seam in the middle of their chin, how do you do that without seeing an edge? Normally, you would put an appliance just about a quarter inch on either side, but then that's going to wrinkle strangely. So it was kind of interesting that we ended up doing full coverage, really, in effect, just to pre-paint them so it wouldn't take forever to do the makeup application and to get this seam running down the middle of their chin. Okay, this is our stock. You can see we're grading them. This is a guard cowl, grade A. Getting all ready for seaming and painting. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of these here. And in here, we're beginning to stock up all of the faces for shipping. Like, for instance, this is Reaper number 3. This is a grade A. So we're really starting to get a lot of backlog done here. We're going to start seaming these next Monday, and then once the seaming starts, we'll begin painting. So you can see we do have a few more than 12. We've actually got quite a few going. You rolling? Okay, hey kids, we're going to start out with the most exciting part of the tour, the seaming department. No offense to the seamers, but you know, sometimes gets a little bit monotonous. We're actually starting to take the seams off of the many makeups we're doing. Then they go to paint, and then they go to prod. Then you film them. walk back here with me for a second, and I'll show you how much stuff that we got stored up. This was a surprise to me even this weekend. Back here, you can see that we're just loaded up with appliances. Now, all of these here have already been based out, meaning their seams have been done, and their base paint job is on. So the next thing to do is to start getting all the colors on. Here we've got chests after chest after chest, and more chests, chests. And then, as you can see, the shelves are just lined up with heads. These are cowls. Here we've got more chests. Here we've got more chests. Way more than you ever expected. So we're looking really good. We're getting the jump on this. Over here, you can see we're mass producing like crazy. Lots of Reaper makeups. We've got about 150 of these in total, as well as all the Damaskinos and Nomad. We end up with about 200 prosthetic makeups. All right, and over here, we're finally starting our massive pre-painting situation over here. What we've done is we've got masters made for each one of the characters. This is Reaper number 5. This is Reaper number 3. And then we've cut stencils out, and we've done that for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it makes the painting go a little bit quicker. Number 2, it's going to maintain continuity with the vein patterns. And almost just as important, between the front piece and the back piece, it allows us to continue the veins and make them continuous. So you can see there's a lot of painting going on. We've got 5 full-time painters now. We're trying to kick out 2 paint jobs a day. So in actuality, that would mean 10 paint jobs a day. It would be 50 a week. We'll be done next week. But it's never going to work that way because we got to throw in all of our bodies. So we're going to stay really basically shipping as you need them. Are going to be just I'm getting the. We should cut. We made probably over 150 pairs of contact lenses and teeth. An enormous job, and we have to have technicians on set to take the lenses in and out of the actors' eyes and make sure that they were safe. And the teeth, too, it was just, I mean, imagine the movie had hundreds of vampires in it, so they all had to have teeth and lenses.
She's coming in at 10 across the areas.
The lenses are interesting. They didn't read quite as well as I thought, but what we did is we did something to make them a little bit more reflective, and in some cases, in some of the performers, it reads a lot better than others, but they're kind of metallic, and we went with gold-ish and silver-ish. The people that had dark eyes, we went with gold. The people that had light eyes, we went with silver. So. Okay, Guillermo, we got our test lenses, and I think you're going to be really pleased, our first lenses. These are the really intense Reaper eyes. Okay, and these are the Reaper eyes that are fully dilated. Okay, and the last pair of test lenses we have to show you today are the ones on mark here. And what these are corneal lenses that indicate the Reaper 1 look. They're not generic. I mean, so that they can be generic, so we can put them in most anyone. Because the scleras we can't use as generic lenses. These we can. We have several pairs of these made too. It's kind of interesting, but they really don't read as well as I'd hoped they would.